A lot of you have been asking about cutting this burl or root ball or whatever it is, and it's time to do a cutting video. So let's see what we can find. The first thing to do is to figure out if I'm going to use this as a display piece or if I'm going to try to cut slabs. I think I'm going to do a little bit of both, and so that means I have to try to figure out where I'm going to cut it. This face is definitely the most intriguing. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, I don't know, these cracks in here, you can't see them because it's just wet, but they have little bits of druzy in them. So it looks like maybe I won't, if I just want to face it right here, that's what I'll do. I'll try doing that first. Okay, we're set up inside the saw to just take the face of it off. I'm fortunate enough to have a saw that's big enough to be able to cut that upright, and so that should simplify our job a little bit. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see what we see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, this decision is going to be a tough one. What do I do? What do I do? This is my DIY flat lap. This is actually an Artista pottery wheel. It's a portable pottery wheel that I bought some time ago, and I'm using it for something different. This one is a 600 grit wheel, and then we'll move on to the 1000 grit, and then we'll do something else to polish it, I think. One thing I am a little concerned about are these pockets, because they have some sort of softer stuff in them. It's crystals of some kind, and if they break off, it'll make big scratches in there, so I'm trying to be real careful about that. And this is how we're going to try to tumble it. What do you think, Kabuki? To polish it, I mean. This is how we're going to try to polish it. The cat is very interested. We'll try putting this one on there too. I have a lead weight here taped to the back of this because it won't twist and turn if it doesn't have some weight on it. So let's give it a shot. Here's one that I did a while ago. It's a piece of Jasper, but I just was so taken with the colors, I wanted to face polish it to show you how pretty it was. This one was kind of interesting. I wasn't really sure what exactly I was dealing with here, but I cut it and I liked it. It looks like some kind of fossils. And so I tried to polish it, and you can see it's just made up of so many tiny little pieces that the polish is not real great, but it still is pretty darn cool. And here's how that burl turned out. I am just blown away by how beautiful this thing is. Look at all those swirls in there and the colors, and it's so shiny. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Next up, this is a piece of, I would guess, Jasper. Maybe some brecciated Jasper. It's got a lot of agate stuff inside as well. It's just anybody's guess what it's going to look like when it's cut. So let's take a look. All right, let's see how that first piece turned out. What? What? Holy cow. Well, that's a surprise. Let's see if we can get some more slices out of that. Holy moly. Isn't that something? Just looks so different from the outside. Like lots of people, I guess. Every bit as cool. Every bit as beautiful. I wonder if it's transparent. A little bit. we're going to use the big saw to try something a little different. This is from a huge piece of big picture jasper that we rescued from a construction area. And most of it ended up being kind of rotten. But there is some really interesting looking patterns and almost bluish purple here. And I finally have a saw that's big enough to cut it. So let's give it a try. It is still kind of a weird shape. You can see it's taller than the saw here. So what I'm going to do is cut, hopefully, just cut this end off. I actually have a holder that Jim bought for me that I can use to cut end pieces like that, and then hopefully we'll see what we're dealing with. Fingers crossed. Hey, looks like that worked. That's actually kind of surprising that it has that pattern inside there. I was expecting kind of more of that look. That's exciting. You can see there's still some weak spots in there, but there's also some really, really cool patterns. Picture jasper was formed when volcanic mud flows hardened and solidified, and they made these cool patterns in the rock. And so a lot of times you can choose your pattern and figure out some kind of landscape, some crazy thing like that. I like this one especially well because it's so clearly a landscape with all the mountains and hills, and just really, really neat. And so the problem with something like this, of course, is that you have to figure out how you can cut it where it still will retain the beauty of the landscape. And you know, this is a whole huge piece. So how would you do that? Maybe something in the middle there? You wouldn't want to just cut the middle and waste the rest of it. It's a puzzle. But anyway, I sure do like picture jasper. This one's cool because it has a cave. You can see that the patterns are a little bit different from side to side. Pretty nice. This one looks like a dog's head to me for some reason. Not this thing, but the whole shape of it. Nice little valley there. So pretty. I like to call this one my Picasso Jasper. It's just got so much stuff going on. I can't wait to see what's inside. Isn't that pretty? Yep, this is going to be just as beautiful as I thought. I think the thing I'm going to like best about this particular rock is that every single one of the slabs is going to be completely different. Thing we're going to cut. It's an agate of some kind. I think it's a tube agate. Tube agates were formed with little tubes in the lava instead of big holes. It's just a really strange looking kind of rock. I've been kind of holding off on cutting it because I was not really sure how to deal with it. But I think I'm gonna just try to cut this end and see how it goes. Huh. Well, this is going to be interesting. Let's take another slab and see what it looks like. Well, the tubes in this seem to go
every which way, which puzzles me a little bit. See these ones, these little eye things? Those are tubes coming this way. There's also tubes growing this way. I guess I don't know enough about the formation of tube agates to really understand what the heck is going on here, but it'll be interesting to see what the next slab looks like. Mucky. I think I might turn this and try cutting from another direction. Whoop. Whoa, this is exciting. We'll get this cleaned up and I'll show it to you. The idea of making an agate into a cube comes from my oldest son, Tor, who has his own channel, Wander in Wonder. And so check that out if you get a chance. Tor just insisted that it would be really cool to cut an agate into a cube, and this is the first time I've found one that I felt comfortable doing that. And I think he was right. It's always fun to see what's inside those rocks. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for coming along. If you want to share in these treasures, check out my Etsy store, Katie Did Rocks. The link is in the description below. And, as always, keep on doing.